Hey, what's up, y'all, and welcome to another Play Ones. And so I wanted to give a little bit more on the whole Kendrick stuff. Like I said, I still have a lot more to say. When I put out my review initially, that was just more so gathering all my thoughts, and it was very much a little bit more simpler than trying to circle around Euphoria. And so everything I said in there is crazy, but still, when it comes to Kendrick's music, when it comes to his diss records and what he's doing, I think he's going above and beyond what a lot of people expected him to do. I know myself, as well as a lot of other people, basically would put out there like he needs to dissect them. When it comes to a diss record, when it comes to battling, you need to find a route, a way to dissect your opponent. Which, if you're watching, battle raps, that's what they do on stage. They dissect their opponent and make them look bad. And so we was looking at, like, we understood what Drake was doing. Drake, he was coming out trying to play the political card, trying to go behind the scenes, say this and that, blah, blah, blah. And the thing that I love that Kendrick is doing is not only is he picking apart Drake, but he's going, like I said, more psychological, but also it's like he's doing a lot more. It's like he's playing to Drake's weaknesses more so, because after listening to it and just finding out more stuff, and of course watching other videos and seeing what other people have found, it's a lot of stuff. And one of the things that I love that Kendrick is doing is that, and this is me getting a newfound appreciation for 616 in LA. Like, I still don't think that it's like a blow. I still would definitely put it above Taylor Made. I think that, like, it is still below Euphoria, but it's higher than where I had it before. Like, if I had it at like a 8, I'm putting it at a 9 or a 10. But, and that's not saying like 1 out of 10 or whatever. It's just basically I have appreciation for it a little bit more. But I love that he has the titles of his songs as a metaphor, or it has a meaning that's adding to it, to where he's basically saying something with the titles and he's not saying it in the actual rap. And like how a lot of people were piecing together Euphoria, the teens having, intercourse or whatever in the show, and then Drake liking younger women. That could be the same thing, kind of like for this. I don't know. It's like the 616 has a lot of significance behind it. Like, people have found that it has a biblical meaning. It's Tupac's birthday. It's it's Father's Day in Canada. and I'm gonna get to all this. Like, the connections is just wow. On top of that, I guess Nicole Simpson's funeral and OJ's I guess the start to his trial or whatever, June 16th, 6/16. And then on top of that, Euphoria, the show that Drake is executive producer of, its start date, its premiere date on the first episode was 6/16. And it's nuts that he made all these connections. Now, did he make these connections when he thought of this title? Or was it that, like, he made certain connections and then there were other connections that just coincidentally fit into there? I choose to believe that this was strategic, that this was the reason why he chose that. And it's incredible, the coincidences and the connections to it, especially with the cover art, with it having like the glove being a big part of the O.J. Simpson trial and the reason that he got off. If the glove doesn't fit, then you must have quit. And I guess he's throwing like a little bit more salt that it has the Maybach Music logo on it. So it's kind of giving a little nod to Rick Ross or whatnot, but it's like he's taking it up a level. Not only is he dissecting Drake as an artist, as a person, but he is doing a lot of symbolism in his music. So with Drake talking about, oh, you better hit me with the double, triple, quadruple entendre, the title itself is damn near a quadruple plus entendre. So don't be careful what you ask for because you getting it. And this is why I'm a little bit more energetic when it comes to Kendrick's delivery and just what he's doing with his diss records. Because I feel like when you actually listen to it and you dissect it and you just really pay attention to what he's saying and everything else, you see that this guy is moving in a way that we did not expect. And I feel like that's why a lot of people are putting Euphoria and this 616 in LA above push-ups in tailor-made freestyle. And then another thing that's fucking crazy is that, speaking of tailor-made, he did that as part of Drake did that as part of trying to say about oh, you can't drop because Taylor Swift dropped it, even though he shifted his stuff because Taylor Swift was dropping. But besides that, he wanted to throw Taylor Swift up in there and everything else. But come to find out, one of the producers or the producer for this particular track is Taylor Swift's producer. So in a sense, you can't say that this track was tailor-made. Like I'm saying, it's genius level strategic moving, chess moves. Like, if we're playing chess, this is why I say Kendrick is topping him. That's why I say he is up. There is no doubt right now. Round one goes to Kendrick. I don't care. My son in the other room, I can't care. I don't care what people think about Drake's his diss records and everything else. And like I said, I like push-ups. I love tailor-made freestyle a little bit better just because of the creativity. But what Kendrick is doing is on a whole nother level. Now, I could be making this connection myself. Maybe this is why Al Green was chosen to be sampled for this beat, for this song and stuff. But I know in the Euphoria freestyle, Euphoria diss record, he basically was talking about how he doesn't feel that Drake feels that he's not black enough, or this and that he having problems with him being black. And I feel like him sampling old school black artists, black R&B artists or whatnot, is that he's kind of throwing that up in there, like, this is what black sounds like. Now, that could be something that I'm reaching for, but I just kind of hit that as a thought that that's probably secretly what he's saying. He's using that. Now, if he comes out with another diss record and it is sampling another black artist or something like that, then we could probably put the connection, because I think it was Teddy Pendergrass that he was sampling, that was sampled up in Euphoria. So if he does keep doing that, then that's basically saying this is what black sounds like. You're not sounding black. You're a pop artist. They just so happen to rap and kind of do R&B, but you are a pop artist. And that's to me, that's genius. That is so genius. And no one, I don't give, at this point, I feel like if you are a Drake stan and you are for your team Drake and you're saying that everything that Kendrick is putting out is garbage, I feel at this point, you're just straight hating. You're not literally sitting down listening to us. And like I said, I'm on team Kendrick. But if Drake was to come out with a monster, if he was to come out with a nuke, I'm going to give him praise for it. At the end of the day, this is a big moment in hip hop. Like I said in my review for 616 in LA, this is a big moment in hip hop. This is something that's going to be written down in the record books. We have two of the biggest artists. This is like Jay-Z and Nas again. Who is going to take it? Who's going to take it? Is it going to be the more popular, the more bigger artists? Or is it going to be the more conceptual, the more conscious, I guess you could say lyrical artists? Both of them are on two different spectrums, but they're in the same league in a sense, in certain aspects. They're part of the top two, I guess you could say. And who's going to come out on top? This got hip hop in the uproar. People coming out the woodworks want to just battle and just show off their skills and do that. It's riling up a fire in hip hop that I feel like we haven't seen in a long time. We've had different battle raps and everything else, but this is literally, we're living For those who wasn't around or not young enough, or they were young enough to not experience what it was like going through the whole thing of Jay-Z versus Nas or Tupac versus Biggie or whatnot. I don't even know if you can count that, but I mean, I guess you could throw it out there. If you wasn't born then, or if you were young enough and you didn't experience that, so all you have is people making videos and talking about it, how big and monumental it was in hip-hop. This is the moment that you should relish. If you are a fan of hip-hop, if you're a fan of rap, relish this. Relish this. This is your moment. This is your Biggie, Tupac. This is your Jay-Z, Nas moment. These two guys are making history. This is like, just relish it. Just take everything in from it, because that's what this is. And then one of the things, to get back to the record, one of the things that Kendrick is doing is that he's continuing playing to Drake's insecurities, his paranoia of the people that's around him, and that everybody isn't like, they may not be what they turn out to be. And he's basically saying that, like, yo, you think Cash Doll is the person that's giving me info? Nah, bro, she ain't the one. Like, keep looking. Keep looking. Like, it's people in your circle. He's playing to his paranoia. So now Drake, this is the chess move. This is adding to the chess move that he's doing. He made a power play. He's saying, you go ahead and do all the stuff that you want to do. You're not phasing me. The people around you, you need to look at who's around you and who might be giving me information, because there are people that's on your side that want you to lose. It's people that's on your side that are against you. And so I'm pretty sure that Drake is looking around. Who the fuck is he talking about? He's going to have Drake paranoid. And he's doing this so cocky. I just love it. I love it. I'm all for it. I'm all for the BS. I'm all for it. He's making Drake look at everybody in his circle. Now, if we hear about some people leaving OVO, some people cutting ties with, or Drake cutting ties with people, then we're going to know that this person might have said something, and everything else. And then, oh yeah, and that's basically all I get. I'm looking at my stuff. But what Kendrick is doing is so genius and so strategic. It's like, I don't think anybody would have thought that this is the route that Kendrick's going. And I know a lot of people had a lot of criticisms on Euphoria, talking about, oh, these are recycled stuff that people didn't say before, that the industry have said, and, everybody, He took another route. He's like, okay, I'm going to one up y'all. Y'all didn't like that? Well, let me do something else. And he went at Drake. He went at him, saying that, like, you need to watch the people that's around you. And he's not saying no name. So now Drake is motherfucking paranoid right now. I guarantee you, what people said that Kendrick was doing when Drake was mentioning him liking younger girls and the 50-50 split and all that stuff, him doing the B-Rabbit, and he got Kendrick scrambling trying to find stuff to talk about. Now you can say that about Drake. Drake is scrambling trying to figure out what to say. What can I do to this guy to shut him down for good? Whatever nuke Drake has, he needs to drop it. I feel like that's really what it is. He needs to drop it, because it's like, at this point, like, I think, let me put it like this. Drake is trying to play chess with this guy, but Kendrick is seeing what he's doing, and he's playing a different type of chess with him. I don't even think they're playing the same game. They're on the board, but they're playing a totally different game. This is like an advanced level of chess that Kendrick is playing with this man. And it's like, Drake needs to do something. He needs to come up with some type of strategy to take this man out, because as of right now, it's not looking good for Drake. It's not. It's really not. I don't know what Drake can do. If Drake has some damning stuff, he needs to throw it out. He doesn't need to be on that, because I swear, if he pull out that whole thing of, oh yeah, man, I heard something, but Jay Prince and everybody around me told me not to, so I kept it. Like, no, you can't do it this time around. You ain't got that to fall back on. You had that little excuse to do it when Pusha T came out with Story of Adidon. Now, you can't do that with Kendrick. If you got some damning stuff, if you got some news that you need to drop, you need to do it. Because as of right now, you are taking some blows, some serious blows that may get you knocked out for the count. And like I said, there is more on board. There is more to this. They're not just fighting, oh yeah, I don't like you, you don't like me, blah, 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 and we go our separate ways after this. This is for the crown. This is for your dignity. This is your career. It's a lot of stuff at stake. And it's just the fact that this is the benefit. Like academics said, this is the benefit of having a private life. Is that Drake put all his life out there. Everybody knows a lot of stuff about Drake. But Kendrick is kind of harder to find out because Kendrick is now saying, I mean, he said it before, but he's like, you put money out there. Now you losing money because they can't find stuff. you're trying to find some stuff, but you're not doing that. So go ahead, listen to my albums, do this and do that. But other than that, like, what can you have? What do you have against me? And I love the line of him saying that, like if you want to play, have you ever thought that maybe the people that OVO works for me? Basically saying that like he's paying people or he got people that's literally giving him stuff on. It's genius. There's nothing more that any Drake stan, any Drake apologist can say. I don't care what you have to say. Anything that you have to do. I even set it up in my review for 616 in LA. There's no more excuses for Drake. There's no more. You can't talk about him being on tour. That's why it took him so long. You can't talk about him throwing out stuff so Kendrick can't. You can't talk about that no more. Can't do it. You can't talk about him. Oh, he didn't go as hard because he was going at 6,000 other beats. It don't matter. You can't say it no more. You can't. You have to put Drake in accountability like you're putting Kendrick in accountability. Kendrick is not only one-upping this guy, he's doing it in like a great fashion. Drake put out 2 diss records a week from each other. Kendrick did it days of each other. And from what I was hearing is that Drake was supposed to drop today. He was supposed to drop when I guess at 12 today. And he didn't drop. I don't know if it was like a rumor or like people thought he was going to or whatnot, but it's like, I don't know what Drake can do. He better drop that new. He better just try and end it as quick because the longer this get drawn out, I think it's going to be a loss for Drake. Drake, he's going to have to tuck his tail in between his legs and just go because he can't draw this out. I don't think Drake has enough to draw this out. Now, like I said, you can like just look at this as like, oh, you just biased, but just listen to both records. Listen to what Kendrick is saying. Listen to how he's moving. You can't say that he's just like it's just garbage with him. No. At this point, if you are listening to his stuff and you're saying that it's trash, you may not love it, but you can't say it's completely garbage. You can't say that. Drake I feel like he's gotten to a place where he's outmatched. He should have just kept on subliminals. He should have just kept doing that. Because I feel like at this point, the reputation of Kendrick being the boogeyman is preceding him. Drake, whatever he has, if anybody's talking about anybody being on the clock, Drake is on the clock. Drake, I would love to hear the apologists if Drake takes 2 weeks. Now, I'm all for people taking their time and making sure they ain't putting out no BS. But if Drake if he made that track, tailor-made freestyle, trying to antagonate, come on, man, come on. Where you at? Come on. I put out 2 up within a week. Come on, what's up? And then Kendrick drops 2 in a shorter amount of time. Then, dude, you got to reply. Like, you got to reply today or by tomorrow or by the end of this weekend. Like, there is no way that you could take a week from now and drop a diss record. No. You on a shorter time limit. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick throws out another one. Like that DJ Khaled. Another one. And another one. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw out a third one. But this is just getting so good that I don't know what to say. It's nuts. Looking at all the stuff that Kendrick is doing, the levels that he's going, the measures that he's taking, everything that it's just like, it's crazy. From, like I said, when I listened to this track earlier today, all the way to now, it's like there's more that's uncovered. Now, like I said, I'm not one of those channels that's going to do a deep dive into all the lyrics and stuff. There are people that do that, so you can go ahead and check that stuff out. I just like to point out the stuff that stood out to me. And this is just nuts at like what Kendrick is doing. I didn't think that he was going to go this route. I didn't even have this in mind that he was going to go. But I mean, you never count out somebody. Kendrick must really have some like hate in his heart for Drake. Like, this goes beyond just rap. He just does not like this guy. And then like with Drake trying to do the cease and desist on like that just adds a whole new level. Like, I think at this point, Drake, if he ain't got anything that's damning to this man, if he doesn't have anything that's truthful, if he gotta like sit there and just fabricate stuff just to make him look bad, I feel like at this point, the tables have turned. Drake wanted to make Kendrick look bad for not responding in a timely manner. Now everything is turned on Drake. Now the public perception, I feel, is in Kendrick's corner. That everybody is looking at Drake. So what you got? Like, that's really about it. It's crazy. It's getting exciting. I want to know where this is going to go. Because honestly, even though Kendrick is up, this could be anybody's game, depending on what Drake got and what more Kendrick got. But I still feel that Kendrick is holding back because he's like, I want to see what Drake doing. If Drake drops that nuke and it doesn't hit hard enough, I'm about to release what I got. And this is going to be really interesting. This is going to be really interesting just to see how this plays out and then the aftermath. This is crazy. But that's all I really got to say. Like, thank you guys if you made it this far for checking this video out. Go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you're not. Hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out, stay safe, and the clock is a ticking, man. The clock is a ticking. Working with a genius. It's crazy.